Alrighty, we are live. My name is Glitch,
And I'm Itnoagm,
and this is
the
the
Fox
Foxbox
Box.
Podcast. So, welcome everyone to the stream, which hopefully is working this time because I decided to be a moron and not start it properly. But we're going to ignore that, aren't we?
Watermelon.
So, welcome to the Foxbox Podcast, everyone. So, just to get everything cleared up, make sure everything is understood properly. We are in my Minecraft world, New Eclipse. It's a world I've worked on for roughly a year and a half now. And this is where me and my friend here, Itnoagm, are going to talk about our different things we want to talk about on our podcast. It could be ranging anywhere from just basic topics, food and such, to recent events and our opinions on random bullcrap you don't ask for. So,
Like
with that said,
everything in life.
yeah. So with that being said, we're going to have to start our first episode. We both like food, don't we?
Yeah,
Well,
I think I'm a little too into it.
ah, can't be too into food, unlike some people out there. There's, like the mukbang people.
Oh
Anyways, we're not
gosh.
going to get into that. So we're just going to talk about our different stories relating to food. And yeah, okay. So we have different stories we're going to talk about relating to food, and every time one starts with that guy that is now somewhere far away, um,
The
crap
sheep have
happens.
yet.
So, what story do you have in mind to tell here?
Just like my subjects around me, I have a story about carrots. Now, why carrots, you may ask? Well, when I was about 8 or 9 years old, I was really hungry at 3 in the morning and couldn't get any sleep. So I took my iPad from my mom's room, booted up Teen Titans Go, the entire gameplay on YouTube, grabbed a 2 pound bag of carrots, and ate all of it while watching 4 hours of Teen Titans.
Wait. So,
Now,
like, here's a midnight snack. Like, yeah, I kind of get it. You're going to be hungry, you need food. Why the carrots? Let alone 2 pounds of said carrots.
well, number one, it's my favorite snack, but not anymore. Number two, it was the only thing in the fridge that was remade. And number three, I was a 9 year old playing Teen Titans Go. Of course, I'm gonna pick the 2 pounds of carrots.
I mean, like, that. I can't really complain about that, but, like, I'm sure there's better midnight snacks than carrots. But hey,
Kinda.
right. Wait. So wait, you ate 2 pounds of carrots, and isn't that enough to make your skin turn orange?
Oh, it did more than turn me orange. It not only did I crap orange, but also my eyes a little tint of orange, my skin turned orange, and I could not get out of bed for a good week. Now, my mom freaked out as soon as your son turned like a carrot, basically, and orange.
I mean, you are what you eat.
So she took me to the emergency room, and the doctor said that I had so much vitamin C that my skin started to suck up all of it to I don't remember exactly his words as in I don't never paid attention to rap, but
Right.
all I knew is orange now later will not be. And so I was orange for a good solid 2 weeks. And yeah,
Jeez.
I never ate carrots ever again.
I mean, I really wouldn't eat carrot skin either.
Yeah, they were really crunchy though, and full of water.
I mean, like, it sounds like good fresh carrots. I can see why you ate so many, but again, why?
They're carrots.
Well, then, I mean, I can't really complain, can I? I eat way worse than you
Nah.
do. Oh,
Hmm.
you said you threw up, right?
Uh,
No?
yeah, kinda, yeah.
Kind of, okay. Well, I mean, we both lived in the South. You've heard about the throw up bowls.
Oh, no.
So, for people who don't live in America, the United States, specifically in the area of the South, it is a staple tradition to have things called throw up bowls. When you have the flu, you get sick, it's kind of hard to get out of bed, especially when it's like hot and humid, about 100% humidity the entire time. So,
Dang, yeah. That
yeah, it
sucks.
can get bad. Like, now living in the West, whew, I can breathe, not drowning for once. Anyways, that's not the story. So, right, the throw up bowls. So, of course, my family had one, and the one we had was a yellow 70s Tupperware bowl. At some point, they lost the lid
Oh,
and couldn't really store anything with it, so it was mainly used for ramen. Um,
oh, oh, no.
yeah. So once I threw up in it, I had the swine flu at one point. Whenever it was like, I think it was 2011 back in Tennessee, if I remember right. So it was kind of up in its peak. So I was given that throw up bowl. I threw up in it a couple times. Not fun. So of course, one day,
Yeesh.
because we never ate out of it before, as far as I remember. So whenever one day my little brother wanted ramen, and of course
Oh,
I didn't make it. My birth giver did, and she gave it to him. I walk into the room a little bit later and proceed to gag as I saw my little brother eating ramen out of that bowl. I'm like, isn't that the bowl we throw up in? And of course, my birth giver was like, yeah, but it's been cleaned and sanitized. I'm like, I want to eat out of that. And she just rolled her eyes and brushed me off. So, yeah,
I'm sure you won't get salmonella or the bubonic plague yet.
probably not the bubonic plague, but definitely nothing good if you're eating out a bowl people throw up in. Could be very acidic
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
Well, hey, at least it's not as bad as how Pizza Hut employees can be.
Really?
Okay, so people who've worked fast food, we all know the basic, like, you have to clean XYZ, you have to make sure you change out XYZ. Do you know how often
Yeah.
people actually follow that?
You're scaring me.
You should be scared. I highly advise for people
Wait,
who go out to
no.
eat, if you have like an immune disorder or something, just don't. Not good. No bueno. Because unfortunately, the thing working at Pizza Hut, you got all the employees doing their usual stuff, but half the time procedures aren't being followed. But anyways, that's not really the thing I'm trying to get at here. So, with Pizza Hut, there's a list of employee secret meals that no
Oh.
customers can ever access.
Hmm.
And for those with allergies, make sure you know your local Pizza Hut and their people, because if you're allergic to things like cinnamon or anything like that, probably not going to be a good idea to eat food from the
Ever?
not ever, just if you have an allergy like cinnamon or whatever else could be fried, because I'm allergic to cinnamon, so make sure
Dang,
the
really?
employees
Wow.
don't deep fry their cinnabons.
What?
Yeah, so usually the way it's supposed to be done, as far as I understand, for deep fried cinnabons, before you clean the fryer out, like what you have to do is you filter it. So you pull a lever, pull down another lever, and let it cycle out,
Yeah.
filter out the nasty stuff that builds up over time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
once you could do that, All you have to do is grab you some Cinnabons. Like, I think the limit's supposed to be 8, but some people put 10 in there. And
And
dip it in as if it was the boneless wings, so like 6 minutes. Now, before I was fully allergic to cinnamon, holy crap, these things were the bomb. Dip them in a little bit of cream cheese frosting, and it's the best thing you could ever eat. And
mm,
honestly, like, I can't complain too much because, like, hey, I'm sure there's people that work at McDonald's and make their own creations, but I should tell you,
horrifying.
I should tell you about the purgatory melt.
The what?
The purgatory melt. So you got like your basic Pizza Hut melts, right? You got your pepperoni lovers, you got your um, meat lovers, chicken bacon ranch, and one other. I forgot which one it was though. It doesn't matter. Um, so yeah, you got these different melts. And
Hmm.
next door we had a Lawler's. Lawler's is really good. I know it's not really common. I can't find one out here in Arizona, unfortunately.
Dang.
Yeah, they kind of suck at southern food, not gonna lie. But anyways, um, so the purgatory melt, you'd get your medium buffalo sauce. So that stuff is pretty spicy, by the way. Don't know why they call it medium. It's more than medium. You get your medium, you get your hot buffalo sauce, mix it together, put in some red pepper flakes and a bit of jalapenos, throw in some chicken
What?
and anything else that might be spicy. I'm not going to say that banana peppers are spicy, but they help add. You throw it
Banana
all in.
peppers aren't spicy.
I mean, they're good flavor though.
Yeah, they taste crunchy.
They're kind of bitter to me, but that's just me. But yeah, throw that all in, push it through. Once it comes out, butter and put some more red peppers on it. Oh, and don't forget to add the cheese before cooking it. That's spicy. That is real spicy. And then there's one other. I'm sure people have heard of the stuffed crust pizzas.
I love me a stuffed crust buffalo pizza. I would
Hey,
kill
look,
for one.
that's fair. They are pretty good. Um, we would sometimes add pepperoni or bacon. I know you can't have it, but you can add
Yeah,
something like um, probably beef.
turkey, chicken, beef,
Yeah,
some
that'd probably be.
scrambled egg,
Ooh, ooh, chicken stuffed pizza.
mm, lamb.
Ooh, lamb would be nice. I wish that was a topping actually. Mutton is really good. It's almost
I do it
comparable.
for mutton.
It's almost comparable to cow, but more on a poultry type
Tender.
um,
The
tenderness.
tender side.
Yeah, but yeah, those are
Ridiculous.
just like a handful of the things that we would create there, monstrosities, I would say.
Horrifying.
Oh yeah, but if y'all seriously, if anyone goes out to eat, just be warned, not a single damn employee in that back is going to really follow the rules to the AT. I wish people would.
I
I
don't
tried,
like.
but some people just don't wash their hands, even though they should.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, hey, at least it's not as bad as the time I actually uh, gave my finger a hairline fracture at work, but kind of not my fault. Stupid employee kind of hurt me, but it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
But eh, whatever. Right. Didn't you get
Speaking of
hurt?
fingers,
Oh, right.
I
Oh.
I had a very interesting fight with a Beanie Weenie can.
Why were you fighting with a Beanie Weenie can? I thought those were like supposed to be delicious and yummy.
I know, but this one was a critter.
No.
To give context, I was a poor young junior high school student, hungry and poor. So, at schools, they give out like, bags of charity for the poor students who don't have that much food at home. I take 9 bags, even though I'm supposed to take one and fight the police officers to get out because I
Sounds like
sneak
you.
from the back. Yeah, I just sneak from the back. And one time they had a Beanie Weenie can for one of those poor people stashes.
Right. I think I've got
So
one of those
Beanie,
before.
yeah, they're pretty delicious. They have chopped chicken uh, wieners in the cans with beans, with
Beans.
some beans and
Me and the
some
boys at 3 a.m. looking for beans.
beans.
Anyways, right, continue
Anyway,
on.
so they had these pull tabs, and me being stupid, I held, I used my middle finger and put my index finger and ring finger on the sides.
Why? Why is why? Usually you're just supposed to use like
Uh
one finger to pull the tab up, and then use your thumb and pull back.
huh. Mm-hmm. You're talking to Itnoagm, right? I'm not
Right.
normal.
Right.
So I pull, and there's blood in my and there's drops of blood in my can. I'm like, dang, do I have to sue someone for this? And I look at my hand. There's blood on the tab as well with
You,
this
you
circular
didn't.
thing that comes out.
No, no. You cut your finger on that?
Yeah, I looked at my hand, and on my ring finger, it cut super deep with about where I could see my bone and knuckle.
Oh. Oh.
And
Oh.
instead of
Oh.
yeah, it was not fun. I cried a little.
I
And
would too.
I went to the sink and tried to wash it off and throw a couple napkins on there, thinking it's all right. And then my mom walks in, noticed my finger full of blood, screamed, kinda, and then took me to the hospital where we got stitches. And I got killed by zombies. Dang it, zombies! Darn you!
I guess you could say they could smell the blood.
Mmm,
And that's my one crappy
delicioso.
pun for the day.
Oh yeah,
Anyways,
you're not
so
saying
you
anything
you,
else.
you had to get you cut yourself on a Beanie Weenie can.
Oh yeah, totally. And
You
I had to
cut your
get stitches.
fingy on the Beanie Weenie.
Yes, with stitches that dissolve.
Those are actually pretty neat though,
Also,
to be honest.
I tried to lick these stitches. Don't touch me. I was
No, they can
really
be
stupid.
uncomfortable. Like I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and that'll be a
Uh
whole
huh.
nother story to tell later on, in a future
Oh
episode.
dang.
But they had to put stitches in my back gum. I did not
Dang.
like the feeling. It felt weird. It felt stringy, but it was a dissolvable kind, so it went away eventually. But
It's nice.
definitely not fun.
I'm glad they invented the dissolvable stitches.
Well, nothing's ever going to dissolve that taste of the ramen we once made.
Oh no! Don't give me those.
Okay, so whatever you do, never put two 15 to 16-year-olds in a kitchen by
And
themselves
unsupervised
past
kitchen,
10 o'clock when they're both hanging out. That is the biggest mistake
especially at night.
any one parent can make. So, we got hungry. We were playing Infinite Warfare Zombies, Spaceland, and we got hungry. I think we like were either in the middle of a match and got hungry, or like we died and decided to get food. I think we died.
I
But
think we died and got food.
didn't we die to Jeremy?
Oh my gosh, Jeremy, that big bro.
Anyways,
Yeah.
um, right. So we went to the kitchen and grabbed ramen, 2 packets. and I remember grabbing a like a wok. It's a type of pan, frying pan, thinking, let's try an Asian stir fry with ramen. Nothing can go wrong.
Totally nothing.
Can you remind me what ingredients we grabbed?
First, we got onion powder and garlic powder.
Yeah, I mean, they go good with
Then,
the chicken flavoring.
oh yeah, and chicken flavoring. Then we some sort of sauce. I forgot which, and paprika, and a whole lot of stuff like fish curry, um, chi-
Then
that weird spice from Africa.
we also added in the turkey, um, the turkey, like filleted turkey, I think it was.
Yeah, it was those sliced turkey.
Oh yeah, the sliced turkey you can buy in packages. Ooh, I think that's the biggest mistake. And we also added eggs. Wait,
I
wait, wait.
think the
You said
eggs were
fish curry? Did you do that behind my back?
maybe.
That can explain it a bit more. Anyways, right. Right, that explains a lot now, actually. So, right, we get that all together. I think I put the oven up to a high enough heat. Um, so for people who've cooked eggs, I'm sure you know, it takes a little while for that yellow, like the yolk to get cooked along with the egg white, because usually that's clear until you cook it. Um, it didn't cook all the way.
It was completely clear.
And of course, we didn't know that. We're 15, 16 years old almost. We know
We
how to
think it's
cook.
fine.
We know how to cook, don't we? We totally do.
Oh yeah, totally. Totally.
Totally did not. Um, with that being said, um, what did it taste like again? I don't want to remember, but you have to
Butter.
remind me.
A lot like butter.
Just
And
butter.
sour.
Oh yeah, it had a really weird twang to it too. Like it was sweet yet oddly salty, slimy,
Yeah.
and buttery.
I
I
mean,
would never do that again. Like you could put a gun to my head and say, "Eat it." I could not. I'd take death.
kill me first. Then I'll eat it in the afternoon if I
Ooh,
ever
I'm
get
feeling
away.
nauseous thinking about that one now. Ooh, let's move on to whatever else other story we have in mind.
I think I got one. Since we're on the topic of cooking.
Right?
Well, back in freshman college, I'm still yeah, back in freshman college, I wanted some chicken nuggets. Since I didn't want any store bought crap, thinking I could make some chicken nuggets myself.
Hey, homemade chicken
So I
nuggets are
grabbed a,
good.
I mean, yeah, but I'm poor and I wanted to do something homemade. So I took my roommate's knife, got some chicken breasts, cut them up into slices, got a full metal pan, and filled it all the way up with vegetable oil and put that shit on high
I mean,
and
hey,
let it
you got
boil.
you got the good start. I mean, I would have used Crisco over vegetable oil, but really no difference.
No difference if you're, yeah, no difference really.
I think the only difference is
So
taste and burning point, but eh. Continue on.
yeah, so I grab my chick, I grab my chicken nuggets all at once. I dumped them in the fryer.
Wait,
All 32 pieces of chicken,
all?
all 32 pieces,
Oh no. Did it do what I think it did?
and yeah, it over the top. and
Oh no.
the one drop, one drop, one drop from the oil went on to the stove top,
Oh
and it
no.
burst to flame. The entire kitchen was on fire. Either that or the stove was on fire. I think the stove was on fire for sure.
The stove was also being fueled by all that vegetable oil, which is extremely flammable.
Yeah.
You pretty much made
Oh my.
yourself an entire bomb there, brother.
Yeah, it is a bomb, a fire bomb.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we have a fire extinguisher right behind the stove. Not behind the stove, but when you're facing the stove, it's right behind you.
Okay, yeah, I
So it
get you.
was right behind me. I grabbed the fire extinguisher without reading any instructions. I pulled the pin and threw it at the fire.
Itnoagm. That's not that's not a grenade.
I know.
That was not a
I
grenade.
realized after it didn't. I realized that after it didn't blow up.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I grabbed it again, checked for like writing, and I saw instructions, and it said pull this tab to let the release the white stuff to cease fire. I push push the tab without realizing the nozzle was facing me,
Oh
and it
no.
sprayed all over my face, and I wrestled it to the fire, and thank goodness the fire died. But the
Yeah.
smoke alarms were going off. I'm covered in whatever the heck the fire extinguisher stuff had in it.
The fire retardant.
And the worst, yeah, the fire retardant. And the worst of all, my chicken nuggets were burnt.
Well, I wonder why. It totally couldn't have been fire.
Yeah, it totally didn't caught on fire and burnt my face. But that's fine. It's fine. I only got it checked for $100
Huh. Only 100, really?
on the kitchen.
Huh. Fair enough. Pretty cheap, actually.
Yeah,
That or the college was just really lenient. One of the two, right?
mm, kind of. I was in the poor section of the dorms too.
Uh,
I'm in the really poor section of the dorms. I mean, we have a
yeah.
hierarchy. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have the
Sounds like
queen,
the
where's
usual
the
college.
very poor people. Then we have the commons, where they get a five-story hotel and stuff for the rich kids. And then we have the top of the top, where they get to live luxury,
Oh,
having their
yikes.
own rooms, styling, and all that jazz.
Well,
I lived with poor
I,
people.
I'm still just in shock that you used it like a grenade.
Yeah.
That's just I can see why, but also I couldn't ever imagine why. Ah,
Yeah.
surely you don't have anything else like that, right?
Oh, no, not fire related.
Oh,
It
thank the
does
Lord.
involve fighting.
Involves what?
Yeah. So at the hmm, going back in time a bit, I was junior in high school, and I had signed up for wrestling. And since it was the first time ever, like not ever, but a good years before, like after I got out of karate, and so my dad fed me watermelon in order for me to get hydrated and get ready.
Hey, I mean, like watermelons are actually pretty good for you. The fiber in the water and a little bit of sugar actually kind of acts like an energy drink.
It really tasty too.
True.
And so I ate whole half a watermelon,
A whole half?
the whole half, to prepare myself. on an empty stomach.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
Hello.
Always has to do with food
And
with you,
so,
doesn't it?
oh yeah. So we get started on cardio. Now, this was the kicker. I have asthma and is terrible at running. So we circled the whole, like, we have a 5 by 6 square foot of net. We sprint around, do cardio for 30 minutes.
Right.
And I was dying at the 10-minute mark.
I couldn't imagine
Excuse me.
why. You're good. But
And
yeah.
then, without a doubt, I tripped and vomited all over me.
Oh no. Yeah. Asthma mixed with running and then a stomach on watermelon is not the mix I want to put anyone through.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it really did suck.
it could have been worse, I'm sure.
At least I wasn't the kid who broke his nose when he tripped and fell onto the brick wall.
You know what? Fair point.
I'm like, I mean, this was right after we just got done cleaning the mat and everything. I had to clean it my entire self since I vomited all over it. And once we get back start running, the another kid decided to trip and fall straight into the brick wall
Oh,
um, on on the non-padded side during sprints, broke his nose and had to go home. And
yikes.
blood like all over the wall.
How much you want to bet the kid actually bragged to kids like, yeah, I was in a fight with these other kids back at Taekwondo, and one of them just accidentally broke my nose. I could see it honestly.
Hell, I can see it too. He was big too. He was on the football team.
You say you really like watermelons. Would you actually
Oh
consider that
yeah.
like a final meal? Like,
Oh no.
no? You know what? What would
Nah.
your final meal be? Like, if you had your last meal, whether it be on death row or as a dying old man, what would you get?
Hmm. Kufta.
What's that?
Okay. So it's basically spinach with lamb meat chopped into it. You
Oh,
sprinkle
oh,
lime.
I know what you're talking about. Right. Didn't your mom make those before?
Oh yeah,
They're
it was
so
amazing.
good.
It was
They're so good.
delicious. You eat it with your hands and bread.
Isn't it like
You
triangle
scoop it
shaped?
up like little spoons. Hmm?
Isn't it triangle shaped?
I think so. Yeah. No, those are called triangles.
Oh,
Those are a different dish, but I would include it with my final meal.
fair enough.
We had cream cheese with meat in it. We can add lamb, or even you could add apple fritters in it and put uh, cinnamon on top of it.
Oh, you're
Even though
you're trying
you
to
are
kill me. You're trying to kill me, aren't you?
allergic.
You
We
know,
can also put whipped cream on it.
fair enough. I mean, that does sound pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty good, especially with pear fritters as the filling. Mm.
Fair, actually.
What would your final meal be
My final meal.
that no one can
All
repeat?
right. So, unfortunately, you're going to have to include some devil's lettuce with this one because there's no other way it
Mm.
would taste this good. I'll kind of preface the story real quick too to explain why it would be my
Okay.
final meal. But I will say what my final meal is real quick. Steak at a medium rare with mac and cheese, preferably for cheddar. So like you got the white cheddar, the sharp cheddar, and like two other types. I forgot what they're called. And then broccoli. So
Oh man, Love.
Here's the story. Here's the story.
All
Me and
right.
my fiance were moving from South Carolina to where we are now in Arizona. That is not a drive I would suggest anyone
That is
taking.
3 states away, bro.
South Carolina is 3 states away from Alabama. Yeah, well, actually a little less than that. Technically, it's just you move one over through Georgia. So going over to Arizona, that's like 4 states total because you got to go through Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and New Mexico.
Mm.
But yeah, we decided to stop in Texas where we could spend about 2 weeks with a really kind friend of ours. I'm so thankful they let us do that because I don't know how else we would survive 2 weeks basically homeless. Um, but that's not really the whole thing here. So we got hungry, we had some money. I was like, you know what? Let's go get some food. And we walked down to a Chili's. It wasn't too far away. It was close enough.
Chili's.
Look, they're really good. Like they're a
I kind of
tad
can't
bit
get confused now.
expensive, but they're really good. And before we went there, I decided to pop a 30 milligram edible. It was a gummy, blue raspberry flavor.
Ooh.
So good. Would not recommend the full thing though, unless you're chilling at home. But
I
being there,
also.
being there at Chili's with that, because we walked, because I wasn't going to drive. That was kind of stupid. It was less than half a mile away.
That's true.
Um, so we walk in, got food, ordered, and eventually they bring out her meal. She got I think she got chicken tenders with fries, and it came with a mac and cheese. She didn't want it. She gave it to me. I had loaded potatoes with broccoli and a medium rare. I think it was a sirloin. Dude, I can't explain how delicious that was. Like, oh my god. I don't know how else to explain it. It was like mixing that steak with the mac and cheese.
What in the
I
mixing?
Yes, hear me out. With any meat, well, not any meat, but most meats that are either grilled, I'm not going to say fried, don't do fried, but mostly grilled or baked, like chicken. You can get some grilled chicken, mix that with some mac and cheese, let that cheese just coat your tongue with the chicken flavors just mixing in. It becomes so tender and delicious. It's just so good.
Now you're making me hungry, and I'm gonna set the kitchen on fire again.
Hey, look. I'm sorry I'm explaining food like that, but when you're also zooted beyond words can describe,
Like how it
the
is.
flavor profiles just peak. And I can't describe any other heavenly taste than that steak mixing with the mac and cheese. So yeah, I think that's really all we got tonight, right? Don't got anything else?
Nothing.
Well, dang. Oh, guess that's really the podcast. I hope whoever watched enjoyed, and if you're watching in the near future, I hope you enjoy as well. Um, we're going to try to do more episodes as long as we can through the summer, since the summer has just began. School's finally let out. We're both on our stuff. I'm just working, so we're going to try to do as many of these as possible. You remember what our next episode's going to be again?
Huh?
No, you don't do. You have to look at the DMs like
No.
me. But yeah,
Uh,
let's see what our second episode can be, so we can let the viewers kind of get introduced to the idea. All right, it was going to be about animals and the different funky ways they live, since you like to be a biologist.
yeah. I swear, man, every animal either is a psychopath or just the most dumbest thing to ever live in existence.
No, you're right. Like cats are one of those things that are just weird to me. Like I own three of them, and they're still just so weird. But
And
yeah,
sometimes pumas can act like cats.
yeah, I kind of saw that. There's a really dangerous trend going around of showing these different like big cats just being like regular house cats. It's weird. But yeah, well, let's save that for later, shall we?
Yeah,
So, that's the Foxbox podcast, and my name is Glitch,
and I'm Itnoagm.
and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day or night whenever you're watching this.